Hey, everybody, I am back. But wait a minute, I can't forget. I forgot my IG folks. Good to see y'all this lovely, beautiful Thursday night. I hope you guys are doing well. You're enjoying your time. Let me know if you guys can hear me, if you guys can see me. Good evening, Natural Baby Doll. I gotta get on IG. I don't know why I thought I could just um start without it. It's good to see you guys today. If you don't mind, take a few moments to share this live. We want to be able to connect with those that we are friends and connected with all on here. It's good to see you guys this evening. I know yesterday I was on earlier in the afternoon, but I am here. Good to see you, Devontae and Natural Baby Doll 10, Brittany Wilson. Good evening, and everybody else that's on here that hasn't chatted on just yet. We're gonna get started. I'm going to start this Instagram really fast. And Janelle, I'm gonna add you on that one too if you can. You mind? You think you could do it? All right, but it is Rush Week. We want to welcome you our Rush Week. Super excited to share more information with you guys about the ReFresh Institute and what all we have to offer coming up for our spring semester. If you guys don't know already, we are gearing up for a season of training. I just think across the body of Christ that we are in a season of training. We are in the season of being strengthened and edified and growing and sharpening in our skills, gifts and graces, sharpening in our purpose. And I am just excited about what all we have to offer here at the ReFresh Institute to help you be your best and to help you reach the place of your purpose and your potential. So it's good to see you guys. Hey, Calvin. I've been excited. I'm so excited to present to some and introduce to others one of our instructors for tonight. We were supposed to have two. One is rescheduling for tomorrow. So we're going to be able to dive on into it. But let me get my eye in here really fast. As we all are hopping on. Hello, IG, and of course, YouTube and our Facebook family. It is good to see y'all tonight. It is good to be able to connect with y'all. We're not going to be on here very, very long, but we are going to be on here to just kind of connect and let you guys know what all is going on. Hey, Prophetess Jasmine, it's good to see y'all. Yeah, it's good. So I'm just getting everybody on in here. Happy Thursday night. It's almost Friday, and we are excited about it. I know we're excited about it. Let me get Janelle on here. But I'm going to introduce Janelle. First of all, again, the ReFresh Institute week. Oh, that's probably me. It's Rush Week, and it's Rush Week, and we are moving forward. Is that me or you? It's probably me. Okay. All right, let me know if you guys can still hear me on IG. But it's Rush Week, and we're super excited about all that is happening and taking place. Institute, again, like I stated yesterday, we are here to help you reach your best potential, to get you into the place where you need to be. It's a little hot over here with all of these lights. So hello to all of you on IG, but we're here, and I got some more information for you guys regarding our courses and all types of things that we have to help you your best you this year. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited and shared. And I'm going to introduce Janelle on here. Janelle LeBlanc. She is an amazing gift to the body of Christ, number one. And then number two, she is also a phenomenal person just all the way around. But I'm excited. She's also one of our instructors here at the ReFresh Institute. being an instructor, she actually teaches two at the ReFresh Institute, one being music theory or intro to music theory, and also she teaches our vocal classes. And I students already registered, both adult and youth, for our vocal classes, and actually diving right into music theory. Last semester we had music theory scholars last semester, and so I just want to give her the opportunity to chat with you all and let y'all know what this is all about here during our rush week. But let me tell you guys really quick, if you want to know how to register, if you want to know as like, let me learn more about what's going on and all that stuff, you can go to our website at www.refreshglobal.org and you can register. Now, one of our salutatorian was last year was from your music theory class, correct? So yeah, we're super, like, y'all, when I tell you, yes, this girl is the bomb. She's degreed. So before we dive into the class, Janelle, I want to welcome you first of all to Rush Week. Thank you for just being an amazing part of the ReFresh team and the ReFresh Institute's team and just all of the above. So I want to say thank you for that.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm nervous to unmute Instagram, but I'm gonna try. Is there an echo?
Okay.
Is it bad? Is it working? Can everybody hear?
Let us know on IG if you can hear.
Okay, I think it's okay. But
Okay.
yes, I'm excited, and I see Danielle in the comments. Hey, girl.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's the yep. I needed to get my headphones. If you give me 2 seconds, I'll go grab my headphones and we'll fix all.
Okay, cool. Okay, while she's doing that, I'm gonna talk to y'all while she's grabbing her headphones. I'm going to chat with y'all. But again, the ReFresh Institute, we have classes on both the creative arts side and the worship. Yesterday, I talked about the worship arts aspect and what all we have to offer here at the ReFresh Institute. You would think I was preaching or singing, but that's not the case. So we have classes on the creative arts side in drawing and painting. We have classes with intro to music theory, which we're going to talk about a little bit tonight. Music and piano, percussion and drums, songwriting, and classes. And like I said, we currently have that are youth and as well as adults in these classes. So we're going to dive a little more into our creative arts world tonight. But yesterday we talked about our worship arts and how I thoroughly enjoy being a curriculum developer and program developer. And we have a whole host of team that's a part of the Institute that is dealing with admissions, that's dealing with payment plans, that's dealing with all types of things. And so I want you guys to know there is a whole team that is supported and rocking with you and that wants to help push you to be the best you in your purpose across the world as a whole. And so yesterday we talked about our foundations of worship classes. We talked about a different priesthood, that class. We have classes, psalmistry, worship leadership, and we're tapping little more, diving and launching more classes as we go and move along. And so our ultimate goal is to ensure that we are inspiring and empowering you best you. Like I told you yesterday, it's not enough to have another Psalmist Rain. It's not enough to have another Janelle. We want to see you reach your purpose and your potential. One of the other things I shared was that I didn't have a lot of people that day and the grace on my life. We're here at the Institute, we dig into who you are and we help cultivate and train that part. And I Janelle taps into that with the different students that she gets vocal wise, and all of the above. And so before we dive into more details concerning her class, I want to also be able to dive into her history a little bit. So we're gonna play Inspector Gadget and we're gonna dig a little bit into her history. So Janelle, if you could just share with us who you are, your history, your background. I told folks you was all the above, but just share that a little bit with us as we continue to move forward.
Okay. So my name's Janelle. I have been singing pretty much my whole life. I started singing in church like most people, but I didn't start getting trained in singing until high school. I did a young artist program, and that was when I started to really learn a lot. Then I ended up going to college for music education. I went to Mason Grove School of the Arts through Rutgers University in New Jersey, and I was an instrumental major there. Actually, I studied the euphonium, which is a low brass instrument. And but I did a lot of singing while I was there as well. I was in the gospel choir. I was in the classical choir, if you will, like with all the classical vocal majors. I was in that ensemble as well. So I performed everywhere from Lincoln Center to various churches across the country because the gospel choir did tour, which was very exciting. And I'm currently working on my master's in music education as well because I just love it so very much. I have performed throughout New York, New Jersey. I was in a show that was a part of the National Black Theater Festival. Um, I taught for the Rutgers Summer Acting Conservatory. Uh, I've been doing private lessons for about 10 years. So I do a lot of singing, I do a lot of teaching, just all of the things because I just love it all so much. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Janelle, as you guys can tell, she is a phenomenal. And to anybody that is looking to dive in a little more into what you do and to just perfect your craft, I think one of the biggest things that you have to do as just a creative as a whole is be willing to invest whatever it takes to perfect your craft. And so, with that being the case, we're going to dive into both of her classes that she teaches here at the ReFresh Institute. I see your other student on here.
Yeah. Hey, Elisha.
It's probably back from me because I need to get my headphones. I'm going to get my headphones. So, I'm going to let Janelle more about her class. I don't know if you want to go with music theory first or if you want to deal with the vocal class first, but I'm going to let you have it and I'm going to get my headphones.
Okay. Well, I'll start with music theory because in the vocal class, I also do music theory as well. So, music theory is just the building blocks of music, I guess, and like the theoretical side. So reading music and understanding what you're hearing, understanding what you're playing, that all of those fall under music theory. So I think music theory is very important, and I know a lot of especially musicians and singers in church don't necessarily have any kind of theoretical background. So I just think it's really important for you to understand what you're singing, why it fits here, how it goes here. So like knowing your keys and knowing the chords and all of that falls under music theory. So in the music theory class, we start from the very, very beginning. Oh, sorry, I moved the phone. We start from the very, very beginning, building blocks of music, learning how to read in treble clef, bass clef, all of the notes on the staff. So you can ask Danielle, we worked really hard on that. Knowing rhythms, how to read your rhythms, and depending on where you start, I kind of build it from there. I want to make sure that you have a full understanding of what's going on. So we go really deep into it, real details, lots of quizzes and exams to make sure that you have an understanding, because if you don't understand A, then B is going to be that much more confusing. So I make sure that I take my time through it, that you understand each step, and then it just keeps on piling on top of it. So for example, like you can't understand chords if you don't understand notes, right? So we start with the notes on the keyboard and how they coincide with the notes on the staff. If you play another instrument, then I try to put that into there as well, so you can understand what it is that you're playing and what it would look like, if that makes sense. We go into rhythms as well, ear training. So that's when when I play something and then you have to hear what it is and then be able to say what it is that was just played. This helps a lot, no matter what instrument you play. Having a theoretical foundation helps with being able to learn music that much faster, and just having an understanding of what you're doing musically. So then with the vocal class, we do still do a lot of music theory, but I do also focus very specifically on the voice, how the voice works. I do a lot of vocal health conversation because not just singers, but also preachers, intercessors, anybody who uses their voice. I think it's beneficial to know healthy ways to use your voice, understand what's going on when you're using your voice. We talked about like injury and stuff like that, things that go wrong, all of that. These are the things that are discussed throughout the vocal course. And I also make sure that I take time to work with individuals on their individual voice so we can help bring out the best of your personal voice. So that's the difference with the voice class. It's very voice focused, obviously, but then there is still a theoretical aspect because, like I said, music theory is a very foundational thing, no matter what your instrument is. So I make sure that you understand what the notes are, once again, on the piano so that you can play along with yourself as you're singing. And we haven't gotten into this yet, Elisha, but sneak peek, we're going to be doing sight singing and intervals so that if you're given a piece of music, you can look at it and read it and sing it. So that's one of the goals of the voice class, for you to be able to get to that point where you can read a piece of music like it's a book and sing it. So it sounds crazy, but it's not that crazy, I promise you. Um, and of course, vocal health and all that kind of stuff. So music theory is very heavy theory focused, piano focused in not so much in playing, but more so in reading and hearing. And then voice is very voice focused, but we still have that theoretical aspect.
So as you guys see, let me know if y'all got feedback on IG. So as you guys can see, we really speak to and your individual giftings, but we want to who you are. We want to sharpen your. I know Janelle gets on me all the time just about certain things with vocal stuff. Like, oh, that's a little harsh, or that's. I'll be like, I know. And so, Janelle, if you could probably mute while I'm talking on IG for a second. All right, how is that? Is that better? So yeah, Janelle, she really is absolutely, you know, she cares about your voice, she cares about your health in your vocals, but also too at the same time she really teaches you the basics of it all, and it doesn't matter what instrument you play, including the instrument of your, like, she teaches you how to be able to use all those things to your benefit so that you can ensure it's long. I've heard of all of these singers who have just constantly used because they've toured or they sang in a choir, and they have just misused and abused their instrument, whether it's their voice or whatever instrument, misused and abused it. And because of that, they actually cut the lifespan of their impact because they're not taking the time to build air. Again, here at the ReFresh Institute, our goal is to ensure that we don't make, like, we're not trying to make you sing like, we don't want you to sing like anybody on ReFresh. We want to empower your sound. We want to sharpen and strengthen your particular sound. So Janelle, if you can share with me a little bit, like some of the experiences you had. Again, you have Danielle on here. Two of your students are on this live tonight who they've already gone through different classes with you. Actually, classes that you teach is represented here tonight. And so can you share like some of the experiences overall with your years of teaching and training, some of the mishaps, some of the things that the vocal training or even the music theory training was able to help people kind of stop from doing their purpose and destiny through.
Okay, sure. So with a thing that I've noticed just generally in my journeys as teaching music is that a lot of people are either just good at singing or good at playing whatever their instrument is, and they think that's enough, and they just like kind of let it rock with that. But then they're faced with a situation where they need to read music or they need to somehow know something theoretically, and they're just like, oh, well, I don't really know how to do this, or I don't really understand how that is. Like, I have a friend who's an excellent piano player but doesn't understand the number system. which is what a lot of people use in gospel to convey different chords, especially in like prophetic music environments. And I'm just like, bro, you got to learn it. He's like, I know. And I'm like, so learn it. Come on, let's work. We could do it. But it's just, I just feel like it expands your reach so much more when you're able to put the language to what you're doing. On the vocal side of things, oh, there's so much I could say, honestly. There are a lot of, most people that I've encountered are only using maybe 60% of their voice. They're only making that much impact with their voice, and a lot of times it's a fear thing. Like they're nervous to really sing with the fullness of their voice because they're like, either they think it doesn't sound good, or they just have never been taught how to do it properly. So there are those people who overuse their voice, and a lot of times that sounds like screaming or like yelling, but there is a healthy way to properly project and use the fullness of your voice. And so on the one hand, over singing and over pushing, like pushing, really pushing when you sing, that is what causes vocal injury. And that's what causes your voice to weaken over time. And that's when we talk about these artists that don't have longevity, a lot of the times it's because they were overusing their voice when they were younger, but it was good enough, or like they got famous off of that. So then they stuck with it, and now they're not able to sing a note anymore. Then other people I've met, they're just not singing at the fullest capacity, and it's limiting their impact because they're not using the fullness of their voice. So what I do with all of my students, I do an assessment initially. I just have you sing something that you like to sing, and then from there I'm able to hear some of the things that may need to be addressed. If I hear injury, then I will send you to the doctor immediately, because you got to go see what's going on. But from there, I teach you the healthy way to use your voice, not how to make you sound like someone else, because that's another issue. There are people out here trying to sound like other people, and because they're not trying to sound like themselves, they hurting themselves trying to sound like other people, and it's just not good. So I really want to emphasize you finding the fullness of your own voice, what you're supposed to sound like, and using that voice healthily. I know I derailed off the music theory side of things, but mostly with music theory, it just expands your reach, because if you're able to read music, then you can play anything. Like it's really, it's learning another language, honestly. Music is another language, and you're learning this other language. So once you learn that language, then this whole world of things is open up to you. So it's not just what you can hear and, oh, I can figure this out based off of what I hear. You can literally, I happen to have music right here. You can literally just open the book, see it, and be like, oh yeah, I can play that. And then you play it, and then it's that. Or you can sing it, and then that's that. It makes it that much easier to learn and to express and to be a part of things. So yeah, I've had various different experiences teaching people of varying levels. I am a big advocate for no one can know everything at any point. I've been studying music for however long, and I'm currently in grad school, still learning new things. I was in my own voice lessons actually this past semester in grad school, and my teacher tore me apart. Okay. I was like, oh no, I should never sing again. And he's like, no, that's not what this is. You're learning. And I'm like, that's true. I'm learning. Okay, let's go. So there's always more to learn. There's always more places to grow in. So I try to do my best to help you be your best musical self.
And I just want to, we're going to swap again on IG. I just want to tap into that a little bit more, because that's one of the really big on is that, first of all of us, even though we are teaching and we are instructing, we are still yet learning. We have not reached the pinnacle of perfection. And as a result, we can constantly keep sharpening our skills and still using them in those different capacities, much like you guys are using your giftings and your callings in different capacities. And here's the reality. So far, all of Janelle's classes have been virtual. So we've been able to reach a lot of people and make impact, sharpen your gifts and your purpose very simply by, just connecting. There is no such thing as a distance too far away that won't help you. You can actually have these classes virtually. And both of your classes, Janelle, have been virtual so far. Um, and um, and again, we have it virtually, or virtual is probably the way to go nowadays because of COVID and everything. But we've been able to tackle the whatever is going on in this time of season and still be able to empower you and inspire you in your purpose. I remember hearing Alicia, I'm sorry. I remember hearing a little video for our refreshathon. And I was just so amazed at how confident she had grown over time. I know it was a time where she even testified that, I'm not, I don't really, I sing, but her confidence was really lacking. But how that developed over time, just having that one with you in her class, and to just produce the way at our just recent refreshathon that we had in last month was just mind blowing to me. Mind blowing. I don't know what you're doing. Are you tapping into confidence, or is it that you're giving them tips to help strengthen their difference, whatever their difference is? You're giving them the tools and tips that is necessary to strengthen the difference.
I definitely tap into confidence as well, because that's a struggle. That was a struggle for me too for a long time, and I knew that a lack of confidence impacted my limited use of my voice. So the program that I did in high school, the teacher there, amazing, one of the best teachers I've ever had. He he was very harsh on us as far as building our confidence. Like, you cannot hide, you cannot back down. Like, I'm gonna put you in the forefront. You're gonna do this thing that I know you can do. So from that, and realizing how taking the time to get out of my head helped me to find my voice. I do spend some time doing that with my students as well, because if it sounds simple, but if you think you can, you probably can, and if you think you can't, then you definitely can't. So if you're stuck in that I can't do it, then you won't be able to do it. But if you undo that kind of thing in your mind and you give it a try, it's really as easy as trying. So I've had many students, and it cracks me up every time, because they'll be like, "Oh, I can't," and I'm like, "Okay, let's just try it." Then they try it and they do it, and I'm like, "Remember that time you said that you can't, but then you just did?" So yes, I definitely we spend some time just having conversation, talking about backgrounds, talking about various experiences, things like that, so that I can have an understanding of what's going on and how to make it better.
Yeah, I think it's so important that's one of the things about the Refresh Institute. There are three things that we endeavor to do in anything that we put our hands to. Number one is to inspire you. So we use our music. God has blessed us to use our music to inspire people to be their best selves. But that's number one, those. And the music is just one avenue. We just by conversation we can inspire, keep that spark and that fire constantly burning for your gift, even as a tool that those in the earth, or even a simple hobby that you want to have. So that's one of the things that really inspire. Number two, we push to empower. It is our job and our duties. Every instructor, every person that serves on the team, our goal is to absolutely empower you to do what it is that you have to do what it is that you would love and like to do. And if we see fear as, we're going to go after that collectively to ensure that you don't, for one, feel by yourself, and that number two, that you know that you got someone behind you that's helping you push it. And then we're going to give you the tools to help you accomplish those goals so that you can be confident about the very thing that you. Number three, we know that as you are inspired and as you are empowered, the very thing that God would use to bless other people in return turns around and Yeah, like it turns back around and it blesses your life. And so we believe in, we're going to put you in a position, put you in a place. We want to empower your life. We want to inspire. Your gifting and your tool doesn't become something that causes esteem, but it is something that refreshes you in your life and refreshes you in your purpose, and it becomes a oasis for you as well. And that has been our goal. Those are the three things that we try to do through the Refresh: inspire you, empower you, and refresh you. And I can say in all of our classes that we have been able to accomplish every single one. In all of our classes, through all of the years that we have been engaging in service to help continue to cultivate giftings and to empower people, we have been able to accomplish that. And I could say that very confidently. People walk away in their classes, like those that were in my songwriting class, they were like, I never even knew I could write like this. And it became such a therapeutic avenue for them. And so that's the three things that we want to tap into. We want to inspire you, we want to empower you, but we most importantly want to ensure that the tool can be refreshing to you. Janelle, did you want to add anything to that?
Nope,
No.
that was great.
And so I believe that it is definitely such a massive thing, especially if this is one of the things I say, the Lord will give you tools and you got to be able to keep your tools up to par if you want to be able to ensure your longevity. There is no such thing as getting old and not being a voice. It doesn't. That does not have to be your testimony. And again, she said, if you learn music, you can play any instrument. I mean, maybe drums is no, you would probably still play drums too. But like you could play any instrument, like that is half the battle. The other battle is just the instrument. As side of that, it's just that. I mean, I was reading music, playing the clarinet. I can still get a sheet of music and be like, okay, what was that? I may need to blow the dust off of some of the stuff, but just look at it and be like, okay, I can do this, or I that because I used to play the clarinet, but I don't play it anymore. But nevertheless, being able to have those basics is really in the tools. And so you spoke about, I know in the gospel arena, they use the number system. And I know there are people that don't know how to read, but they still use the number system, but they know the number system. And I guess that's by training of the ear. Can you speak a little bit to that? Because I know you tap into that in your class.
So the number system is based on scales. You don't necessarily need to be able to read it to know the scales. So we'll start with C because C is the most common key, like the easiest key to work with. In the key of C, the scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? In the number system, each note has a number that goes with it. So in C, if we say go to 1, then you're going to the C major chord. You're playing C, E, and G, because that's the C major triad, right? If they say go to 2, then you're playing in C, but you're starting on D. You're doing a D. It turns out to be a D minor triad. That goes a lot. I go a lot deeper into that in the music theory, but the number system is basically telling you where within the key that you're starting. That you're starting the chord. So the way that music is played, most musicians don't think in their mind, oh, okay, so we're in C, they just put up a 5, so I need to go C, D, E, F, G. No, they just know that the 5 and C, they know where to go with their hands, whatever instrument they're playing, they know where to go and they know what it sounds like. So that's also, if you've heard a musician just following a singer and they're just able to find it based off of what they're singing, that's also being able to put the numbers to what they're hearing. So all of this just happens based off of the music that you're hearing and knowing the key that you're in. You don't need to be able to read at all to have an understanding of that.
So needless to say, with music theory class, you can be an instrumentalist or you can be a vocalist and still benefit from those classes. And although right? I know she had taught the intro to music theory, but for example, say you know what this is already. You got the basics of music theory already. We do have advanced levels in all of our creative arts courses. So from drawing to music theory, piano, percussion, songwriting, and in vocals, you can also go into more advanced levels versus just starting at the top. You don't have to start at the top. You can go to more advanced levels based off of where you are or the history that you have had in these various different areas. Because remember, our job is to sharpen your tools. And many of you have already been using your tools. Sharpen it is just another thing that helps, again, increase its longevity and increase its. And so we've been into this. I want to remind you once again, today. Our enrollment, technically it ends tomorrow, but you can enroll today on our website at www.refreshglobal.org. We have all of our creative arts and our worship arts classes readily available for this spring semester. So we are registering, because I know and they were registered for other semesters, but we only have semester. Spring semester is the current are doing registrations for, and so it will start the last week of January. And you with our creative arts class, I know that they meet on a weekly basis, right? Janelle, your class meets on a weekly basis. Okay, so Janelle's, both her music theory and her vocal classes meet on a weekly basis. And so you can, I know she has been very, very flexible with scheduling, have a set time she with her scholars depending on what is needed. And so we're super about what we have to offer with and in and through the Refresh Institute. So again, we're not trying to make you a robot. You're not going to be like anybody else. We're going to sharpen you as a whole. Before we wrap up, Janelle, is there any final words that you want to share with anybody? If you have anything.
I just want to encourage you, if you think you might want to, do it. It's not something to be nervous about. It's not like oh well, I don't really sing like that. I mean, I'm interested, but I don't really sing like that. If you're interested, come on. There's always something to learn, and like we've been saying, we find out where you are and we help you to be your best self. So I'm not asking you to come in already sounding like Psalmist Rain. Like, that's not what you need to do. You sound like yourself, and if you want to just get better yourself, come on in and we'll do it. With music theory, you could be like, oh, but I don't even play anything, but I'm interested. If you're interested, come on, we can do some stuff. If you have a keyboard in your corner that's just collecting dust, you want to learn how to play a little something, come on, we can work, we could do it. Don't let the maybes stop you. If you're interested, come on.
Thank you so much. Even if it's a hobby, many people don't invest a lot of money into hobbies. They'll invest some of their time and then they'll just, do it their own way. But even if it's a hobby, I'm telling you, every little gift I have, I can tell you in this season, pressure to every single gifting, whether I paid attention to it or not. And this goes beyond music, y'all. And I'm just telling y'all, like, there are some things I wouldn't have even known to sharpen that the Lord is like, he's applying pressure to. And so faithful over that few. You don't know what the Lord may be showing you in this hour. You don't may say when it comes down to the things that he called you to. You don't know where he gonna pull a particular gifting that is necessary. You have here, so you want to be readily available at all times. You want him to use whatever's in your cupboard. It's the same when we read the Bible every day. We don't know when we're going to need that verse, but it's gonna pop up soon. And that's the same thing about the Institute. That's the same thing with the training, is that you want to make sure that he uses it. Whenever he decides to come and use it, it can be used for his glory and honor. Be at the standard of excellence that represents our God. So I today. Check us out on our website at www.refreshglobalnfp.org. You can click on the Refresh Institute and you can see all the details, and even click on the link that says enroll now to get registration started. Again, classes begin on January, I believe the week of January 24th. Yeah, the week of January 23rd. Classes begin during that time, and so we will be so honored to have you guys in our virtual classroom here at the Refresh Institute. Janelle, I want to say thank you so much for chatting with as we talk more about your classes, and even being able to just connect with us. I see a couple of scholars, actually 3 on here, that say I'm definitely signing up. I want to invest in my voice. And so we cannot wait to see you in your classroom. So thank you so much, Janelle, for that at this time. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yes. So, y'all, we're here. We're here. This is what. Thank you so much, Janelle. So go ahead and register. I'll be here tomorrow chatting a little more with our drawing instructor. I know we have some kids. Some people were asking me, did we have drawing and painting classes? And so we have heard your voice and have drawing and painting. We have an instructor that is extremely creative, and we're super excited as an instructor here of the Refresh Institute. And when I tell you she will take vision and just go for it. That is one of the things that we want to highlight. We want to tap into those seers giftings that's in all of you and sharpen those seer gifts that you may have. And sometimes you may not be able to articulate it in words, but you can put it in a picture. And so I have instructor that will be with us on tomorrow night, and I will share more about all the other classes that we have, like with songwriting. It is an in-depth study discussing the structural components of songs, lyrical intentions of composers and scribes, the evolution of songs throughout history. And additionally, this course includes weekly skill activations for the creative composer or scribe, and cover insight into legal aspects of copyrights, song placements, and royalties, and more. So in our songwriting class, just for example, we don't just talk about your skill as a songwriter. We sharpen your skill as a songwriter, but we give you history concerning the mandate of scribes. And we also, too, for songwriter, go into the legal aspect of it. I know there are many, many artists that don't know how to protect what they are creating. And so we are learn how to protect what you're creating, how to get into royalty contracts, how to make sure that your lyrics and things are covered, and even we sharpen your skill as a composer too. So we don't just sharpen you as, we sharpen your creative skills. There's some things that you're hearing, some melodies that are attached to your song that you hear in your ear. Writer, we want to help you put that on paper so that whoever is designed, ordained to sing the song that you're writing and to produce the song that you're writing, that they can hear directly from you without perverting it at all, how it's supposed to be, how God gave it to you. And I know that's really important in this day and age, especially with the prophetic song. That's really, really important, being able to carry the gift not only of a creative writer and a scribe, but also one composer. And so that into that as well. I told you guys yesterday, our side has so many foundations of worship, a different priesthood, intercession. We talk about intercession not just from the perspective of praying on people, but we're talking about those intercessors that will rise up and mediate on behalf of God. That's the intercessors we build up here at the Refresh Institute. Those that are the heart of the Lord while releasing history, understand the DNA, the biblical study, and the makeup of a psalmist. And in worship leader, again, we tap into building worship culture, what it really means to build worship culture, not only in the local assembly, but also in your private life as well. You can learn more, you can read up more about our courses on our website at www.refreshglobalnfp.org, and we cannot wait to see you in our classroom this spring semester. So I'll be on here tomorrow evening. I think I'll be on here at 5 o'clock tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. Central, and we cannot wait to be able to share with you a little bit more about what we're doing in our virtual classrooms here at the ReFresh. I love y'all with the love of Jesus. I can't wait to see you guys be your best you. So go ahead, register, and we will chat with you. Love you guys so much.